Tonight, we welcome you to a very outstanding event tonight that's going to be ushering in a new generation of NHBL Fight Night. Tonight, we're going to crown the next Fight Night World Champion. For the first time ever, Fight Night is going to be its own entity, and we're going to start it off tonight with an unbelievable event. This is the first time in over a year that we have brought back major events, and it's going to be an exciting one. You will be seeing Fluffy Teddy Bear go up against Metro, Rage Will against Gearhead, and a very nice and friendly rivalry, but still competitive as all hell. You got a great dream match that we've seen countless of times here on NHBL, but finally being renewed once again with Bagel and Ice. And then also, to capitalize, is the main event. Will be Raz Dazzler going up against Firebird Jr. You do not want to miss this tonight as we usher in a new generation here at Fight Night. As we get into a new era, this is NHBL Fight Night, New Age.
All right, and welcome to another NHBL Fight Night, the New Age. I am your commentator, play-by-play commentator, Choposaurus Nix, here with Cherubi, my color commentator, and it is going to be a full, exciting night of boxing. We've got a whole bunch of wonderful matches planned up for you here, as explained by the wonderful Sins for us. Cherubi, how excited are you for this match?
Just about as excited as I can be. I got a lot to look forward to in this matches up here.
That is very true. There's so much to look forward to with all of these boxers going on. Getting right into it, our first few matches that we've got going on here, probably the biggest rivalry and the biggest headliner of tonight. We've got a Bagel versus Ice fight, a rivalry that started a long while ago, back during Fight Night. It has been going on for a long while. The two of them have met many times in tournaments as well as in Fight Night. Bagel, of course, dominant early in his career, was the first ever back-to-back Fight Night tournament winner, has quite a few victories in Fight Night, and Ice, the Canadian, first back-to-back Sasha Heavyweight Champion, the current reigning Sasha Heavyweight Champion, and has also been quite the competitor in the history of Fight Night. That is going quite the match.
Also sporting a legendary 94% win rate in all of his fights.
Absolutely, that is very dominant, far beyond the average dominance of anyone else in this league. Beyond that, we've also got Raz Dazzler versus Firebird Jr. coming up. That would be a really good one. It looks like a couple of really fairly new boxers that we haven't seen a whole lot of fights from. Firebird Jr. Literally making his debut last week and winning in that Fight Night tournament. The opportunity to compete in this one. Raz Dazzler is also very young and upcoming. He debuted in Season 9's tournament this year, and we really haven't seen much else of him.
Next year.
Just a couple. Next year. He will be debuting in Season 9's tournament next year. And I believe his only placements have been in Fight Night so far. I don't think we've ever seen him in any other tournaments, but
that's correct.
We'll certainly be looking forward to seeing him in the future.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one. Hopefully they do put on a good show starting off here.
Fluffy, another fairly high-ranking match here. Ruby, we've seen quite a bit from these two boxers. They've both been around in quite a long time in this league. Beyond that, who do you think might have the edge in this one? It simply being a Fight Night tournament. They've seen each other quite a few times in tournaments before, but who do you think's got the advantage here as they practice round?
Just from what I've heard, I believe Fluffy has a pretty big advantage here after winning the Sins Super Sensational Boxing Tournament.
Makes sense.
Also considering that he was at one point banned from Fight Night for being too good, I feel we have a good matchup coming in here.
That is absolutely true. He was promoted up to the primary leagues in such a sense because he was crushing his competition in Fight Night. So quite a fair assessment, I believe, of a boxer with that amount of skill to be pushed out of the tournaments for the up and coming boxers. Got quite a bit of a conga line going on down there in the ring.
We're waiting for the warm-up here. Fluffy, warm-ups. Let's go. Warm-ups.
Also,
okay, that's better.
Beyond that, Metro is a well-known European boxer. He's a regular on Fight Nights in both the North American and EU's. Look here.
Okay, so one warm-up down and over. We're going to do another one.
Metro is currently ranked 11th out of 40 in our standings, but as of the Season 8 standings, which are the most current that we have.
It's not fair to you,
His overall win rate is about 57% in tournaments, as of Season 8 specifically. He had a win-loss record of 4-3, and he was up against some very stiff competition, but he has pretty much always been ranked within the top 10 for the entire time that these rankings have existed. So he is quite a competitive boxer, and you could put him up probably against almost anybody in the league, and he would fare decently well.
Truly, this will be an excellent fight to watch, and I really do hope that it goes well.
Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he is the Fluffinator, Fluffy Teddy Bear.
Thank you.
And in the blue corner, from France, Metro. Are you two ready to fight?
Yes.
All right. At the sound of the bell, you may begin.
And both boxers very off, starting aggressive into the center of the ring. Metro dodging, Fluffy dodging to the left. Both counterpunching on the inside, right in the middle of the ring there. They're trading blows, staying within range, close. And Metro manages to just barely edge it out by really what looked like a single punch there. Tarupi, what did you see?
I saw some great footwork on both ends there with equal trades going back and forth. I feel it really went well.
And charging again once aggressively into the ring, both trading blows, immediately stuck right in the middle, and Metro still again manages to land almost every punch there. It looked like he landed every single one. Quite an aggressive showing from both boxers, certainly.
Truly a real show of skill on both ends there, but Metro got on top.
Metro is in the lead 2-0 in this one when the bell rings. You may begin.
And starting off again, aggressive, Fluffy dodges to the right side there and manages to shake one punch there, get Metro down 2 punches. They were trading again in the middle, dodging in and out of that contact zone. Metro down, and just by a margin of 1 punch, Fluffy Teddy Bear manages to take that round, that 3rd round. Again, very aggressive strategy there from both boxers, a lot of footwork, a lot of movement, a lot of meeting in the middle.
Sound of the bell, you may begin.
All right, moving once again into the middle, dodging slightly out of the contact zone, less aggressive this time. Teddy Bear manages to land the first punch, trading blows again back in the middle, dodging in and out of the contact. And Fluffy Teddy Bear manages to get that 2-punch advantage there. He, just in a couple of critical moments, was able to whack just within that contact zone and make Metro pay for it. Excellent dodging and movement there by Teddy Bear.
Yes, those 2 punches really set him head in the lead there and helped him win the match.
At the sound of the bell, you may begin. It's a tie game, 2-2.
All right, fresh round here. Both boxers being a little bit more dodgy, a little bit more footwork out in the middle. They're swapping sides. It seems like Fluffy dodging to his right, Metro dodging to his right. And the first punch is landed by Metro. They're trading blows straight in the middle. No dodging whatsoever. And a direct punch fest between the two of them leads to Metro gaining a 1-punch advantage. I really think it was that first punch's timing that gave him the edge there. I don't think either of them missed once.
Fluffy really trying to taunt him at the beginning, however, with calling out for spy. I feel like it didn't work out quite as planned.
And Metro once again being aggressive, shoving into Fluffy's corner. Fluffy is dodging back into his side there, dodging into his right, managing to open up a little bit of space. Oh man, Metro lands the first punch, Metro lands 3. Only got 1 on Fluffy. Oh, he is about to be pinned in that corner, and there is the final punch of this match. Metro just relentless with that offense, managing to land multiple punches in a row, uncountered by Fluffy.
Yeah, Fluffy getting behind Metro like that really made it seem to confuse him a bit, so I feel like that could probably contribute to his loss.
All right, here is your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Metro. Congratulations, Metro. So, what the? Well, that wasn't very nice of you, but okay. Well, I guess we're moving on.
And in the background, Rage Will and Gearhead here. Rage Will is a Fight Night regular as well. Very constantly trains with Metro and Big Boy Lethal, and he's got quite the rivalry going on. A friendly rivalry, we might say, with Gearhead. He has played 2 major events last year with MDP Patrick, and I believe his record was a bit middling during those. But he's certainly made his presence known and is an experienced boxer.
Yes, it really is fun to watch these rivalries play and see the history truly behind the 2 boxers.
Absolutely. I believe we've also got some history for Gearhead here. Gearhead has boxed for several years. Again, that friendly rivalry going on with Rage Will. Gearhead is well, he's a bit of a gearhead, honestly. That's where his name comes from. He will talk about cars for hours on end. Do not get him started while he is trying to box. He will lose. He has not won a main season tournament yet, but has certainly had placements in multiple. And this is a sort of a fresh start for him, this new age show up and fight night.
Nice shot.
Yes, it'll be good to see how he turns out with this new star coming for him up here.
Fighting out of the red corner. He is the fan of the St. Louis Blues, whether you take that whatever you'd like. Gearhead! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Rage Will!
Surprised they let Blues fans on the server. Anyway, both boxers moving into the center of the ring there. Trading punches perfectly. Trading punches perfectly on both ends, I think. And that was such a close match between the two of them. Both of them managing to land punch for punch exactly on each other. Gearhead, I believe, just managed to get a slight edge in timing there in his own corner and managed to land that last punch milliseconds before the return punch landed.
Yeah, very close win for Gearhead right there, especially after the bad management in the beginning of the round.
Gearhead a bit more aggressive off this time, dancing back and forth around the middle of the ring. Gearhead more in his own corner here. Bit of a couple of missed punches by both boxers and move in and trade punches again, and more trade. Gearhead down to his final punch there. And Rage Will manages to edge him out by a span of just 2 punches there. I believe he caused a critical miss on Gearhead's part that led to these rounds being tied.
Yes, quite the defensive play in the beginning of the round. I feel that really contributed to this.
1-1, anybody's match. Gearhead and Rage Will both off. Gearhead dodges to his left there, but then comes back right, left, right again. No contact yet. Still circling. Whiff punch by Gearhead. Again, trading blows between the two of them within their contact zone. Rage Will manages to get that 1-punch advantage, and he makes it count. Down to his last piece of health there, he manages to finish off Gearhead, who was very low on health at that point.
A lot of playing around, it seems like this.
And looks like 2-1 here. Both boxers managing to be a bit more dodging and footworky. Gearhead lands that first punch, gets a 2-punch advantage all the way on Rage Will. He's got 3 down. They are dodging in and out of the contact zone on the right side of the ring there. Gearhead managing to move in, and get Rage Will down to his final punch, make a few critical misses on Metro's part. Sorry, not Metro. Gearhead's part. And Gearhead manages to take that round, I believe, tied up at 2 again.
Really is these misses that turn the tide of the match, it seems.
Both boxers dodging and being a bit more aggressive this time, meeting in the middle of the ring, trading punches perfectly. Down to the final on both ends, and Gearhead manages to land that final punch just a milliseconds ahead of the return punch by Rage Will.
It really attests to the skill of these two fighters, both matches ending up in very close wins and losses.
And match point for Gearhead here. Both of them very cautious coming out of the corner and landing into the center of the ring. Metro manages to land that first punch and get that 1-punch advantage, it looks like, but they are still very evenly matched here. Both dodging in and out, and Rage Will manages to land that final punch very quick most of these rounds. And Rage Will has tied it up at 3 for the match point.
You can really see the pressure on Rage Will here. The smallest mistake could mean the loss of the match for him.
All right, final match point for these two, both moving into the center of the ring. Gearhead slightly more aggressive, but making his way back, manages to land that first punch on Rage Will, gets the 1 advantage, coming back into the contact zone, and continuously pummeling Rage Will there, making every time he came within range count, landing every one of those last few punches to take this match.
Yeah, truly, the show of skill here with Gearhead is astounding.
Well, the winner of that match is Gearhead.
Noisemakers, of course, are very important here in the warm-up rounds.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh God.
Oh my
Looks
goodness!
like we've got a turtling noisemaker competition here. Those are the noisiest pair of turtles I've ever seen.
Well, so much for a serious match.
Cherubi, have you seen a whole lot from these boxers previously?
I can't say I have, but I have heard much of their exploits here. They were the very first rivalry here in Fight Night history.
Absolutely. Their reputation certainly precedes them, and Ice absolutely has a lot to live up to. And I don't
All right,
think
guys,
I've ever
stop with
seen
the
a warm-up
sounds.
round quite like this.
Fighting out of the red corner. He is NHBL Fight Night's first back-to-back mainline tournament winner, Egyptian Bagel, and his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He is NHBL's first back-to-back Saucer Heavyweight Champion, and he is the current reigning Saucer Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Prodigy, Ice!
All right, beginning of this quite big rivalry here. Egyptian Bagel managing to shove Ice back a bit into his side. They both trade punches about even here, still about even. Both of them down to the final punch. Who is going to make that last bit of contact? And it looks like it will be Ice there, just managing to dodge in and make that one final tag. Both of them trading health all the way down to the final punch.
Truly both tantalizing us a bit with the fancy footwork then leading up to the end.
And Bagel sets off. Ice appeared to draw him in a little bit by acting AFK, but they managed to trade punches in both ways. Ice dodging off to his right, to his left, excuse me, all the way back into the side corner of the ring here. They've traded punches again. It looks like they both, down to the last one here. Ice only has a smidge of health left, and Bagel manages to make it count in the right corner of the ring there, relative to Bagel's right anyway.
You can tell they're really trying to fake each other out with this this hands-off type of fighting here.
I'm gonna
Tied up at
regret
one
that.
with our noisemakers. Both boxers coming out of their corners here and meeting in the middle. Bagel a little bit more of an edge there. They trade punches yet again, dodging off Ice off to his left there, corkscrewing around, and both, again, trading punches. It looks like we've got a single punch advantage here for Ice, but he manages to whiff significantly off that side. Bagel dodges his way out, but he had so little health that he had no way to compete, and that one punch landed by Ice ends the round.
They really do know how to put on a show with their old rivalry here. With the noisemakers and the flashy moves.
And yet again, here we are, 2-1. Bagel manages to push a little bit further out of his corner. He's holding the middle quite strongly, but gets taken out just a little bit there. His health is just a little bit down. The advantage appears to be going to Ice. Bagel down to his last sliver of health there, and Ice dodges back and forth, just shimmies a little bit with his mouse, and pulls him in to land that final punch.
Taunting each other with spins, and that last final shake was the nail in the coffin, it seems.
3-1 here in Ice's favor. Bagel takes and holds the middle, taunting, standing. They both managed to trade a couple of punches there. More fancy footwork here. Ice down one punch on the health. He's been getting pushed back into Bagel's corner. They're corkscrewing around each other off sort of in a clockwise direction here. Looks like Bagel has the one punch advantage. All he has to do is land one more, and he does. Puts it back to 3-2. Bagel could be mounting a comeback.
Ice seeming to focus a bit too much on the mind games, perhaps, maybe leading to his downfall here.
Starting off here, Bagel again being more aggressive, seizing sort of the center of the ring. They are faking each other out, knowing each side with the mouse here. Ice is not even moving from his corner. They're facing backwards away from each other. They're spinning. What are they? Oh, and there he goes. There he goes. Ice on the attack. They trade punches. Ice making his way across that ring real quick. Trading punches again. Back into Bagel's corner now with Ice. They both whiffed there for a second. Trading punches. It looks like, oh, the one punch advantage here is to Ice, but he doesn't make it count until the very end. Oh, that was so close. Bagel almost manages to equalize this round.
Truly on the edge of my seat here. I suppose at this level of skill, you really do have to play with your opponent's mind in order to get an edge.
Oh, Ice comes out of his corner a little bit backwards there, but manages to turn around in time for them to trade punches. Both dodging in and out of the center of the ring. Ice coming back to Bagel's corner again, as he was. Trade punches down to the final, and Ice manages to take that last little sliver of health down to his last reserve. He manages to take down Bagel to win this match.
Despite the supposed lag problems, he still finds ways to taunt and emb his opponent. It really is something. It really tests to the amount of training put in.
So Ice, you won that match against Bagel. I will interview you. Please don't give me the answers that you gave Ridge and Clayface during the finals. How was that match with Bagel now when you renewed your rivalry with Bagel? How much do you remember from when you first fought him back when Fight Night was still rather new. How is it different now than it was back then?
Thanks, mate.
You bet,
Ice?
scrub.
Appreciate it.
Oh, man, Ice is just, Ice is always the one to poke fun and press buttons of other boxers. I guess last question. With you being too good for fight night, this is possibly maybe even your last time being here in a fight night setting. So is there any last parting words you want to give out for fight night?
I'm better than all you gamers. Whee!
All right, so continue. So guys, go ahead and do your 2 warm-up rounds.
We really haven't seen a whole lot from these individual boxers here. They're both really up and coming. Just started out, in fact, Firebird Jr. made his debut last week with a breakout win. So, really, it's always fun to see these brand new boxers come into the league. Fresh talent is always appreciated here.
Truly, yes. It's good to see this new test of skill on these 2 new boxers.
I would love to see what their style is, considering some boxers have a tendency to go particularly aggressive in certain fights, and it really depends on who they are, because some are more deferent to footwork, or some even vary their strategies mid-round, you know?
Fighting out of the red corner, he made his debut last week and won it all to get to this moment here tonight. He is the flame in the sky, Firebird Jr. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, he'll give you the good old razzle dazzle. He is Raz Dazzler.
Firebird here with a completely stock heavy loaded, except for the KGB, dodging his way into the middle, being a bit aggressive here, both trading punches, dodging in and out. A whole lot of footwork here. Firebird Jr. manages to get down by 1 punch, though. Raz Dazzler makes a couple of important dodges there, forcing Firebird to miss, and that ends up in that round going quickly to Raz Dazzler.
Raz Dazzler's training definitely showing off here, knowing exactly when to go in for the right punch.
All right, both boxers meeting in the middle here, both important, making a whiff there. Firebird manages to land the first punch, but immediately traded back by Raz. Again, trade, both really damaging down to the last punch here, and Raz Dazzler comes in with that right hook at exactly the right moment. Well, the counterpunch was just a millisecond away to take out Firebird for the second round.
Always having Firebird on the defensive, it seems to be Raz Dazzler's strategy during this fight here.
And once again, both boxers meeting in the middle here. Firebird being a little bit more cautious this time, managing to trade punches again. They're coming right into the zone, and neither one of them. Oh, and an important miss there by Raz Dazzler. He overcompensated off to his left side, was completely facing the opposite direction when Firebird made that final punch, and Firebird now conga line dancing over his body in celebration.
Yes, the aggression from Raz Dazzler seems to have been to his benefit, it seems. Miscalling which way he would go.
Absolutely. Firebird again being very aggressive here, meeting in the middle, manages to land that first punch. Raz is about a little bit of an advantage away, down to the final punch, and right there in the middle manages to punch Firebird Jr. for that final bit. A couple of critical misses there from Firebird, and Raz Dazzler managing to, I think, land every single one of his punches except for that first attempt there in this round.
Firebird seemed to play a bit too cautiously in that round there, not punching when he could, sort of thing.
Once again, boxers meeting in the middle after that round. Firebird manages to make an important miss there. It looks like Raz Dazzler is again 1 punch above him there, dancing in the red side of the ring. Raz Dazzler, they both managed to get back down to their final tidbit of health. Raz Dazzler once again making it count in the clutch and landing that final blow.
That miss in the beginning really sealing Firebird's fate in the end there.
Boxers meeting in the middle once again. Firebird Jr. managing to land a trade punch right there, both dodging in another contact zone. Firebird getting a 1 punch advantage ahead, managing to make one of Raz Dazzler's punches miss, and took advantage of that and made sure that finished it off at that point.
Definitely one of the most close matches that we've seen here between these two excellent fighters.
Once again, both charging a bit aggressively there. Firebird manages to land that first punch, get that 2 punch advantage right there over Raz Dazzler, and he's being very aggressive here. That aggression, however, did not pan out as Raz Dazzler was able to even out the count of punches and then make it so that he was able to land that final blow. It looked like there was a critical miss there from Firebird right there towards the end of the match that could have closed everything out.
Yes, seeing that miss in the end, really, Raz really took great advantage of that.
And final match point here for Raz Dazzler versus Firebird. Firebird managing to land that first punch, dodging back into his own corner here. Gets that one punch advantage over Raz Dazzler, making every hit count here, and finishes it out with a jab from the left there in the side corner of both sides. And Firebird making his hits count when necessary.
A lot of fancy footwork and close misses here led to this great finish here.
Match point again, Firebird and Raz Dazzler both being aggressive, meeting in the middle here. Raz Dazzler lands that first punch and manages to get that one punch advantage down to his final hit here, Firebird, and kept it interesting, but Raz Dazzler manages to take this fight night match between the two of them.
Incredibly close there in the end. Firebird is definitely feeling the pressure, but here we have Raz as the winner.
We have it here tonight. Raz Dazzler becoming the first NHBL Fight Night World Champion. I will trade you this championship as soon as we're done here tonight. Raz Dazzler, as you can see here, I'm actually wearing it. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So Raz, I'm gonna interview real quick. I know that you took some time off recently for some personal matters. But since now you're back, since you come back, you've been dominant. How much does this win mean to you since you came back from personal issues to come back here
back in the
and totally just be on your game per se? Well, the title means I'm one step closer to ice.
Oh boy!
Finally some shots there.
Ice got a big old crosshairs on his head from both Raz Dazzler and Mako Shark, his trainer.
Real big moves coming out of Raz here.
Cool. Well, also, well then I guess too, with that win, now you have a target on your back, I guess per se, due to rules and everything like that. If you go into a regular fight night tournament and you lose, then the person you beat you gets an automatic title fight after the tournament. That's something that we're implementing in this since the Fight Night Championship. So with that being in mind, with the ice. Whoa, they're fighting. I'm getting out of there.
Oh, there we go. An impromptu boxing match is broken out again between Ice and Raz Dazzle after the trash talk from Raz. Looks like they're squaring off in the ring there, managing to trade punches pretty effectively. Oh my goodness, and Raz Dazzler beats Ice in an impromptu match.
Raz showing off his skill.